Today I want to show you how to make this canvas. We're just going to do the background. I'm going to show you how to paint this chandelier in another video, which I did entirely with an iTunes card or a credit card. I used an iTunes card, and I'm going to do I'll do a video of that and showing you that, and I'll put a link to that below the video. But anyways, we're just going to do this background with alcohol inks, and it is on a canvas, just a 5x7 canvas. You can do this on any size. So that's there. So I've got a clean one here. You do not gesso this. In fact, it works better if you don't gesso it. So I have, for alcohol inks, I have my own that I've made, and I have a video showing you. These are the ones that people do from Sharpies. And so here's a few of the colors. I found the names of them on Sharpie.com, and then some I just had to make up because I couldn't figure out which ones, and I probably got some of the names wrong. But anyways, I just have an assortment of pinks and purples here, just kind of whatever I feel at the moment, so I just want to have a bunch of those out. Lavender, magenta, lilac, boysenberry, purple, and jelly pink. And then I have a yellow, which is this brighter yellow, I believe, or is it this one? I'm not sure. And that I just put a little bit of that just to have some light in there, okay? So we're gonna get started, and all I do, oh, and another thing that is optional, you can have it or not, these are just those pearlescence powders that you can buy. You can buy them in a big pack of whatever. I just have these colors. I'm gonna get more. So I have, I'm not even sure which one this is, pearl white, and this one is misty lavender. So those are helpful, not totally necessary, but they do. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of a sheen on here, and I just put some of that on there, and I'll show you how I did that. Another thing that would be helpful, which you will need, is a spray bottle. And I just bought it like this, but you can make your own. It's just 70% rubbing alcohol, 70% or 91%. I don't find much of a difference between them. If anyone does find a difference, and if you know of a difference in a certain technique, please comment and let me know, because so far I haven't found a difference between 70% and 91% or 99% alcohol. Obviously there's more alcohol in the 91%, but for the techniques I haven't found a difference. But let me know if any of you know that there's, and I also have a water spritzer, which we may or may not need. I have a sponge, might need that, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, and I have a paintbrush just in case I want to maneuver some things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my, put them over here so that I'm not constantly reaching across the canvas, because that's annoying for you. And I'm just going to start, I'm just going to open up all of these, and I'm going to try to have it here so I can kind of, oh, and this, what I'm doing this in is a butcher, what do they call it, a butcher tray, that you can buy for artists, and I use it also as a paint palette sometimes, but it works perfect for this alcohol ink thing we got going on here. So let's just start, and I am just going to, is this what I want to use? Yes. So you can see these colors. I just finished making these with Sharpies, and they are working really good. I think that the ones you buy have more alcohol in them. So you might find a little bit difference in them, but I haven't really found a whole ton. Okay, so before I get too crazy with that, I'm going to move it around, and I want to create just, I don't want any obvious drip marks. I'm just going to let some of this die off because it's mostly pink, and I want to make sure that there's definitely some purple areas in there. And Another thing to do, I'm spraying it with rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to add some dark purple because I want some of that in there. And I want natural lines, organic lines. I don't want an obvious drip mark. So you do want to get it quite wet, because if it's not wet enough, there'll be obvious drip spots. I think I missed telling you one tool you will need, which is another optional tool. And I can't find it. What did I do with it? I just had it out. I'll find it. Oh, here it is. It's just a foam stamp. So you can use any stamp for this, or you can not use a stamp. I'm just going to just maneuver these. I really want some mottled edges. So before I go any further, I'm going to lift this up a little bit. Actually, this makes some better. It's still a little bit too wet to do that. And I find, yeah, so this is a fine mist, which works for some things, but if you want obvious spots, just take out your brush or whatever and just blot it on. But it's still very wet, so I'm going to just lift that up. Oh, and it made a paper towel pattern. Okay, and I'm going to start adding just a little bit of yellow up there, maybe a little bit right there, and I want to put some of this in here. Just mix that up. It starts getting kind of sticky, and if you've got too much color in one place or it's too vibrant, take your water bottle and this also helps to move it around. A lot of people use straws. I don't really like the effect of the straws. Well, not the effect I've had so far from them. Because they make like these really skinny lines, and it looks like it doesn't make a cool vein effect. It makes a, I don't know, I don't really like it. So I need to find a way that I could possibly blow it without it making yeah, just a certain pattern I like. This is, I'm sure it's from the neon line of Sharpies, because it is so bright. I called it magenta. I couldn't figure out the name of it, but I think I'm going to go back, and it's not magenta. This is definitely not magenta. It looked like it was when I first did a sample. I was like, oh, that's magenta. It's not magenta. Okay, so that's looking a little better. I really want them to just kind of go into each other. And I'm just going to let that... another thing you can do is take your heat gun or blow dryer, and you can... Oh, this stupid cord. And just move some things around. I do want marks in there, but it is a really soft background. If you take a look, it's a very soft background there. So, okay. So those colors are looking really good. I'm just going to pick this up over here. Just cover white spots. Okay. So you want to try to get some pink areas, some purple areas. You don't want all your colors to mix together, right? Or I don't. Maybe you do. And if you do, then that's fine. So actually, no, I'm just going to add just a little bit of purple. Move it around a little bit. You can see it doing some cool effects. See, so this is what I don't want. So before that does anything crazy, there. I don't like those obvious drip marks. I really don't. I like it very well blended. And you definitely want some kind of tray. A lot of people use cookie sheets. Some kind of tray will be good. Okay, I just want this to dry a little bit more maybe, but I think maybe it's probably ready for some. So I'm just dropping some of this 70% alcohol on here. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. Doesn't need to sit for too long. And you can see it's kind of doing some effects. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Just that when I zoom in, I forget that I'm zoomed in and then I go out of camera. Okay, so I'm hoping that this will pick up those spots. It's picking up more down here because this was still quite wet. Okay, yeah. Oh, and we've got some more paper towel marks. So we've got these white spots here, which I really like. I'm not sure if I like the paper towel marks in there. And I kind of want to, that's a little bit yellowy. I'm going to put some of this boysenberry in here. It's just a soft pinky purple. And I'm just going to kind of work it. So this is just working the canvas. I do definitely put thought into this. You can do it where you just spray and whatever happens, happens. But I do put a little bit of thought into what I'm doing here. Okay. Let's do that. And then lilac. I think the lilac was another color that I decided to name on my own. Okay, so I think we are pretty much ready to just let that, I'm just going to model this with my paintbrush because I really don't want this obvious line here. So I'm just kind of moving it around. Okay, now I'm going to take this deep purple while this is drying. So you got to do this while it's drying. And I just poured a bunch on there. And I'm going to keep doing this, stamping it all over. And it's going to dry as I stamp it. So you can see that the liquid is coming back in. It goes away when I stamp it and then it comes back in. Especially the wetter it is, the more it comes back in, right? That's okay. It's just going to keep doing it as I dry it. You know, and feel free to put a few on the sides here. I usually just finish the sides at the end, and yeah. You can use any stamp. I have other stamps. Another one I have that I really like is this one. So you can see, and then once you pick it up, it makes a stamp somewhere else. It brings that color, so it's helping to spread the color. I like the foam ones better because it's just a more subtle pattern. So I use this stamp, like I said, as a way to put some more color, mix some color up, and the drier it gets, the more this pattern starts staying on there. And I don't want really detailed patterns of it. I just want it to kind of come and go. I take this, and you want to do this while it's still sticky. I think it's still kind of sticky. And I just take it on a little bit on the tip, not too much, and I blow it. You want to be careful. Don't inhale too hard because you'll inhale this right up your nostrils. And it won't be pretty. And I'm pretty sure I breathed some in. Try to keep this away from where you're blowing. It's not a good situation. Oh, it's all in the air. Everything's sparkling. Because this thing just goes like, it just goes airborne very easily. Yes, that's looking soft. I have some more, this one is a little bit more compared to what I have here. So I have some more definite patterns in there, which is fine. And that is just kind of, there is definitely some unpredictability here. And then if you want, I'm going to take a little bit of purple, but I kind of feel like spraying a little bit more, just a light mist of the alcohol, just to make it a little bit wetter. I'm just going to see. Now this was making bigger, yeah, bigger little flecks. Not sure why. Just move these around a little bit. And I don't know if you can see it or not on here, but there is just a nice light, just makes it sparkle a little bit, and I'm all about the sparkle. In fact, I'm going to put more on, because who doesn't want more sparkle? And I guess it depends on what you're going to add onto here too. If I do a chandelier, then it kind of goes with the mood of the chandelier. And you can see I got some thicker spots there of that pearlescence. But yeah, another thing, if you want, you can take a sponge or whatever. If you have any extra, actually, I could just spray this and use it and just use it to cover up the, and then you can stamp on the sides if you want to make it a lot more, if you want to make it a lot more like the canvas on the front. Or you can just like put some down and put it right in there. I'm actually going to spray this because I think there's lots of ink on there. So it'll probably use it to clean up. So anyways, that's that. And you can use whatever color combinations. I like to stick within the same color families. So pinks, purples, and then a little shot of some kind of contrast accent color. But you have to be careful because otherwise you'll get mud. So I want to do some that are like blues and greens or blues and purples. Yeah. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you're going to try it. Let me know what happens if you do, please. Send me your pictures. You can tag me in them on Instagram. I'm just at Janelle Nickel. And what else was I going to say? Oh, the link to that chandelier that I painted with iTunes cards will be underneath when I get the video uploaded. Bye for now.